Alright, so. How much would it cost for your landlord to put a plant like this in front of the apartment? You probably wouldn't do it if it were free. Turing doesn't seem to have any data on the species. It must have been crossbred for the most genetic beauty. Can we headphone it? No. Bilbitis riparia, one of the more popular display ferns in recent times. Expensive given the cost of caring for it. The species is native to threatened tropical forests, but it became a popular import after being endorsed by a former child star turned conservationist. Fern almost overflows from its wall-mounted holder, making it look like a featureless plastic head with anime hair. This office building is owned by the coalition called Cos.io Corp. The sign lists out all the different businesses and groups that operate there. It also welcomes everyone to the center. How thoughtful. Headphone it. The sign already speaks everything it prints. Despite OSF chill, the fern seems to be healthy. Plant sits safely enclosed in its isolated ecosystem. The way these planters work, it's like watching a live nature documentary. The fern almost over. Okay. Anime hair again. A thick pane floor-to-ceiling window. Inside there's a bunch of security guards and rows of elevators behind them. $2060 ZS Coupe for letting everybody know you spent a fortune of credits on the car. Alright, so the cars keep playing the same ad no matter what. Can we headphone it? No. Oh wait, what's this? These trees are genuine, real proof trees. These became all the rage back in the 40s. The 2040s. It's 2064 as of this moment in the game. Many companies sponsor roof trees. They used to sponsor animals, but after the York's raccoon blackout of 2060, they stopped that practice. Even though it's the holidays, it still seems pretty busy. Half the businesses that operate here probably don't take the day off. Can we talk to the door? You prefer to only converse with revolving doors.
The MeshNet says Augmented ISSF office is run by an individual named Zin, and Tomcat confirmed she's expecting us. All we have to do now is head up and talk to her. No shenanigans this time.
There'll be shenanigans on the way out. What is that? Zin's IK-47 Executive Series ROM, designed for office and high-level account maintenance. I can't headphone it?
The IK-47 are known for being verbose. Better leave it.
Motivational poster? You know, people still hung up motivational posters unironically. What does this one say? Poster changes every few seconds. Your only limits are the ones you give yourself. One of those bland office paintings. It just looks like color splotches on an off-white background.
Not my style, but I like the warm tones.
You feel generically inspired. Can we headphone it? Yes. No sound, but you swear you hear dull monotone from an art museum's audio track. Also the boring elevator music they play over the speakers. Art is invigorating. Oh, I can't headphone it. Super Family Link. Oh yeah, Super Family Link. It plays all the old hits like Yonkey's Peninsula, Water Rash, and Super Slug 3, Revenge of the Super Slug. Back in the old days, engineers thought it was necessary to have both power and a reset button. There's even a card eject button. How archaic.
The physical audio jack your headphones requires at least sold separately for 49 credits.
Go figure. Sweet, and an open duck game.
This game gives me the urge to start quacking uncontrollably. Something wrong with me?
Yes. Vintage Star Mazer? Oh, the references.
Being on a spaceship would be fun, don't you think? Maybe one day.
Anything else in there? No way, it's Valhalla!
The Stardust owners told me a few of their drinks came from recipes in this bartending sim game.
Yeah, we figured that out earlier. Mint condition Super Indy carts.
This game looks suitable if you're craving both high-speed racing action and watermelons.
This is true. How rare, it's Charge Shot.
Jetpacks, need I say more?
Never heard of Charge Shot, but I'll look it up. When's the last time you saw a copy of Crosscode? When I played the demo.
It's a video game about a person in a video game, in a sense.
It's actually a pretty good game. You should... I need to write some of these down. Super Slam Dunk Touchdown. Some of these might actually be real. Well, I mean, I know a bunch of them are real. But, Charge Shot, that was the other one. I know about Duck Game. I have Super Indy cards.
No thanks, I'd rather just watch.
Who doesn't remember Hex Heroes? I don't, but... How many shameless plugs did they put in here?
This game plays like a virtual board game. I can only imagine a VR version.
Oh look, Smooth Operator. I think I have that. If that's the game where you run a call center, yeah, that was a good one.
I don't think this game is appropriate for a work environment.
Or maybe it's something else. Never heard of this one. Where in the galaxy is Kremlin San Antonio?
This game has way more tentacles than I think I can handle.
Never say that! Because you're going to get presented with even more tentacles. Okay, now we've done the full loop. The professional care these plants receive puts your well-intentioned yet misguided overwatering to shame. Reminds me that my plants in Verity are dead again too, probably. The leaves glimmer in the sun. They seem almost too perfect, too pristine. Might not be real. Zin must really love her desk plant. It's been meticulously trimmed and treated. Spoiled children get less attention than this plant. Picture of a toupee is an odd thing to frame. Oh wait, that's an animal of some kind. At least you think it is? Oh, she doesn't mind me just looking around her office. There we go. Monitor is a live updating weather forecast in the bottom corner of the screen. It'll be in the high 60s with a low chance of sprinkling this weekend. Typical Neo SF December. Swaggy looking desk that curves out at the edges. There's multiple monitors streaming news and info from the Augmented Eye sister sites all around the globe. Can't headphone that either. A sharp-dressed woman stares you down. Don't look away. Always look twice. Zin, Augmented Eye, Executive Extraordinaire. That's what the plaque on her desk says, anyway. Guess we should probably talk to her. Oh, hello. Welcome to Augmented Eye. You must be the journalist my network admin said would be showing up. Have a seat. Would you like a drink? Hassie Hot would hit the spot. Ah, good choice. My assistant will bring it right away. Look, I'll start off by saying I'm a little uncomfortable about bringing in another journalist to look into this. Whatever you dig up, well, I'll have to explain to the rest of the press, but it's still better than the other options. Chances are I have another corporation scoping out my territory. If they aren't in the coalition, they'll be expecting a corporate spy, not a news hound. If they are in the coalition, it won't look good for me to send my own reporters against my allies. Even if I do end up being right. So if I'm damned either way, I'd rather be by the media. Our kind are considerably less nasty than other CEOs. Now, what do you know about our problem here? Someone is tampering with the articles on the mesh? That's the long and short of it. My network admin is pulling their hair out over it. I'm not going to pretend I understand everything they say, but from what I understand, the changes to our articles aren't being made from inside our network. The versions on our servers are still the originals, but at some point after they hit the mesh, they get changed. I'm hoping that you can do some digging, maybe hit up your contacts and get a lead on who might be doing it. Even if I have to get answers from the nightly news, it will be a big help. What kind of changes are being made? Mostly little things. Word choice, tone of the writing, things that make the writer appear more or less extreme on a topic. So far, almost all of the edits seem to make our articles more positive on new technologies coming out and more critical of organizations like the Human Revolution that are anti-tech. That's actually what tipped us off. A harsh criticism one of my writers made about the HR protests was changed to be downright vitriolic, and I had a hell of a time putting out the fires. My writers and readers aren't exactly fans of them, but I'd rather not pick fights with the HR if I don't have to. Why are you so sure this isn't an inside job? I guess I'm not, but my network admin assures me it's all coming from somewhere else. They told me they tore out all the routers that broadcast to the mesh and replaced them with fresh ones. All kinds of tricks involving IP addresses and DNS changes that I'm not going to claim I understand. I pay them the big bucks, so I'm inclined to believe them unless you dig up something that tells me otherwise. You have any idea where I should start looking? Not really. My admin says that only someone with intimate access to Parallax's network protocols could make these kinds of changes as something passes over the net. I personally think it's a clever hacker rather than someone inside Parallax itself. The company's straggling grip on mesh network provision is primarily due to the public's absolute trust in them as one of the good guys. It's trivially easy to set up ROMs to use a different OS than LIPS or a different meshnet protocol without that trust. I could be wrong. You're the hungry news hound. I'm sure you'll figure it out. Okay, that's a start. I know it's not a lot. It isn't a whole lot to go on, but if I had all the answers, you wouldn't be standing in my office. Anything else you want to ask, with the understanding that I'm not going to give you anything I think you can use against me? Can you think of any reason why you've been targeted? Like what? There isn't much more that I can tell you about Augmented Eye, really. It's a fairly simple and straightforward operation, if I say so myself. We started off in Venezuela as a sleek current events and news organization in 2055, almost 10 years ago now. We focus on more in-depth reporting on the street happenings on top of major news. One of the few good ones left. Once folks in other cities saw the type of reporting we do, they all clamored for it. They invested in the right places and it paid off. Cos.io Core is happy to have us here in NeoSF. It wasn't until hybrid tech started hitting the public sphere that we had to make any changes to our model. All that said, I can't see why anyone would target us unless they are just trying to embroil us in a mudslinging match with the Human Revolution, and there are more direct ways of making that happen. Know if anyone else has had articles being manipulated. Alright. Look, I wasn't going to tell you this. If it gets out, I'd have to answer some really hard questions. So, off the record, you might want to go check out TMI Entertainment and Charlie Nova. That's all I'll say. You can't blame me for not wanting to be connected to sending you after a sometimes competitor. What's the real reason you're bringing in outside help? Your own journalist should be able to handle digging up some dirt on a hacker. What, not wanting to answer prying questions from my coalition board isn't a good enough reason? Because I'd really like to avoid that. And look, you've covered culture wars, you know. My journalists are good, but they're mostly good at digging up leads on new gadgets and implants, making sure they don't stack too many stems. Remember what they did at Raves for the After-Party report? They're not experienced enough at real investigative journalism, and they don't have the right contacts. The fact that my network admin recommended you to me means you probably do know the right people. Is that enough ego polishing for you, or should I go on? That's it for now. I'll get back to you if we have more questions. No, don't bother. In hindsight, I probably should have been a bit more circumspect about speaking to you. Plausible deniability and all that. I won't ask you to lie at anything you write, but do remember you got in contact with me not even secondhand, but thirdhand. I certainly didn't sick you on anyone. Wink wink, nudge nudge, or whatever. If you need anything else, have your person get with my person. Don't come here directly. Now, I'd show you the door, but you know the way, and this isn't the only fire I'm trying to put out. Good luck and goodbye. I wanted to play with the Super Family Link. Well, that was more confrontational than I'd have expected, considering she was the one needing help.
She never brought you that Hassie either. It is always like this, Nagobun?
People don't usually give away much. Secrets are expensive.
Very true. I will admit that I'm interested in the possibility of a link back to Parallax. If all this really is due to somebody manipulating the mesh net on the inside, it may give us the leverage we need to find out what happened to Hayden once and for all. That said, I will take care not to get my hopes up. We should make no assumptions when investigating, lest we lead ourselves down a false path. Anyway, seems like our next step is...
What's that? Oh. What? Did she... That's her. That's definitely her.
What the? That's Zin!
Oh no, we need to help her.
It's too late, Nagobun. Considering the angle and the height of the fall, rendering suitable aid is beyond our capabilities now. Your desire is laudable, but emergency services are already on the way. They will assist her as much as they can. We should head back to our office and see if we can determine what happened there. Perhaps we can still dispense justice.
What the hell?
Looks like the desk has been cleared off.
The plant! No!
Let's take a look around, but be careful not to disturb any evidence. The police will be here soon.
Okay, mid-data appraisal. Great disturbance in the bureaucracies as millions of information transfers cried out and were suddenly made silent. Don't touch it. Still evidence. No putting it back together. Okay. The flawless foliage hath fallen.
Even the very best can't make it in this city.
Is the picture still there? Try identifying it. Initial cross-references are with the California Humane Society's legal pet species database are not yielding fast results. Interesting.
Ah! Her personal computer is not password protected at the moment. Give me a moment to look through her files. Best keep your fingerprints off the keyboard. Most of this isn't very interesting. Committee reports, financials, article submissions. Oh, here we go. According to this email between Zin and her network admin, the lead on TMI Entertainment is a little more solid than she led us to believe. The admin ran a web crawler looking for changes in writing styles. Some blog posts by their head anchor Charlie Nova stood out like a sore thumb. Apparently he's a bit pompous, if in an affable way, and his blog usually details his day-to-day life. But ever since the Human Revolution has been in town, he's been smearing them with more venom than you'd expect, considering how neutral his on-air reporting has been. Didn't seem to think he was just complaining about the protesters fouling up traffic, and whoever's manipulating these posts wanted to make him look critical of the movement as a whole. Just like the Augmented Eye journalist. This Charlie fellow is the one we need to talk to.
It's still okay? It isn't connected to monitor. Looks like business hours are for weather and sports. It's not plugged in any monitor, and your imagination is only so powerful. Anything else for the desk?
This desk is probably out of your price range.
That doesn't help.
My thermal sensors only detect a single set of lingering footprints, and they end almost 3 feet away from the window. Considering the density of this glass, I can't imagine Zin jumped from that far and managed to throw herself through the pane without help. But who could have done it? I don't see any obvious marks on the floor or any other thermal hotspots.
Either robot feet or an Iceman. You're saying no one else was here?
It doesn't look like it. We should go, Nagobun.
There isn't anything else here, and the police are almost on the scene.
We can't afford to be slowed by undue suspicion. Son of a... I should have figured the two of you would be here. You just won't stay out of trouble no matter what I say, will you, Nagobun?
Lay off, will you? I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah? Give me one good reason why I shouldn't try your ass in for questioning right now. I assure you, Detective Rivers, we are merely in the wrong place at the wrong time. We had an appointment with Zin to discuss a possible lead and found her office in this state of disrepair. Of course you did. Damn it. Fine. Get the hell out of here before anyone else shows up. But mark my words, the two of you will be answering my questions when I'm not scraping people off the pavement. You hear me? Certainly, Detective Rivers. I'll forward you a report of what we know immediately, and we can speak further at a later time. Yeah, whatever. Get moving.
I think she would buy it. She wouldn't have it from me.
Doesn't matter anyway. Detective Rivers has every bit of information that Zing gave us on that computer. Her investigation will not be hampered by our absence, whereas ours is halted if we're stuck giving answers she could just as well get from a hard drive. Literally. Has it occurred to you that whoever threw Zin out of that window could be after the same thing we are, except to silence the story rather than get it out? We have little time for fooling about. It must get to Charlie Nova before something happens to him, too. Now, unless you have further recriminations to level at me, we must not squander the time my dishonesty bought us. I have highlighted the main NEO-SF offices for TMI Entertainment on your map. Let's go.
I can't look at the cop car? Lame. ED 64 and 72 units have arrived at scene, set a perimeter. Okay, well, I'm actually going to save there because I am tired. But we'll do more of this tomorrow. And hopefully start at a more decent time.